student, after we have seen the adaptive features which are possessed by the liver fluke, now let's moving further to see the economic importances of the phylum Platyhelminthes. So now we are going to finalize this phylum Platyhelminthes. So here we are discussing the economic importance of phylum Platyhelminthes. My student, when we are saying that economic importance, meaning that advantages and disadvantages. So if you have been asked to explain the economic importance, don't explain only advantages. You have to explain even the disadvantage, because that is the economic importance. So we are saying that some members of the phylum Platyhelminthes play important role in the marine, freshwater and terrestrial ecosystem, while several species are harmful parasites to human and other animals. As we have seen on the different kinds of classes, kuna different kinds of organisms that they can live in parasitic mode. A good example, we have seen that tapeworm and the liver fluke, how they can colonize different kinds of environment in their host. A good example in the human being, that it can colonize within the liver and bring the effect within the liver cell. Not only that, we have another organism that they bring a stable environment within the aquatic environment. A good example here, we have a marine, also we have the fresh water and the terrestrial ecosystem. And a good example here, my student, we can see this organism which is called planaria, ambaye huyu organism ana live in a free living parasite. So they cannot parasitize any kind of host, since they can live independently. So as the way it explains itself that economic importance, so we tunatakiwa tuangalie zile advantages and disadvantages. So my student, now I would like to welcome you to see the advantages that are possessed by this organism which are found in the phylum Platyhelminthes. So here we can say that the advantages of phylum Platyhelminthes. The first advantage here, we can say that some species of Platyhelminthes feed on the dead bodies of large organisms. Kuna some kind of Platyhelminthes wana ule uwezo wa kula kwenye zile dead organic matters. So the tendency of eating on the dead organic matters, on the dead organic environment, ni ambayo inaweza kusaidia kustabilize the ecosystem or the environment to be stable. So we can say that therefore they decompose organic matter in the soil. So kama wataweza decompose the organic matter within the soil, meaning that they can bring fertility within the soil. So tunapata ardhi yenye rutuba kwa ajili kuna hizi organism ambao wanaitwa Platyhelminthes, wanasaidia decomposition of organic matter within the soil. And a good example here, we have this free living planaria. Huyu planaria ndiye ambaye ana uwezo for decomposition of dead organic matter within the soil. Hence can bring the soil to have a fertility, to be a fertile. So that is the advantage of this phylum Platyhelminthes. And also we have another advantage of this phylum Platyhelminthes, and here we can say that some members of the Platyhelminthes are used in biological studies as this specimen. A good example here, we have Taenia and the Fasciola. So kuna some members ambao wanapatikana ndani ya hii phylum Platyhelminthes wanatumika kwenye masuala mazima ya biological studies, studying the structure, how do they reproduce, how do they ensure perpetuation of their generation. So they are using biological studies. So wanasayansi wanatumia, when you are going further in your higher level, you're going to see what is this Taenia saginata, what is this Fasciola, and so on. Even in this level, my student, when you enter in the practical session, you're going also to studying on the structure of this Taenia. So you will see the really Taenia, ambaye hapo tutaongelea tapeworm. Utaenda kumuona yule tapeworm, utaambiwa labda utaje the segment of that tapeworm ambayo you have been given. So even we have this Fasciola, mainly we are talking about the liver fluke. Also you'll be asked to study the structure of this liver fluke. even to state their impact within the environment and so on, so that it become the advantages. So people they get the people they get the knowledge is due to the presence of these platyhelminthes. How do they live? How do they colonize different kinds of environment? So that become the importance. So my student, this organism they have got only 2 advantages, but here for here I've explained to you 2 advantages. So my student, it is your task now to go through Google, to go through different kinds of libraries. There you can search a books, is where now you can find the advantages, much advantages concerning on the phylum Platyhelminthes. Not only those 2 they are not enough. What if you could be asking into your exam that explain at least 6, and here you have 2. So you have to find out the advantages of this phylum Platyhelminthes. So after we have seen now the advantages of the Platyhelminthes, also these Platyhelminthes, they have got many disadvantages. So now we are going to discuss the disadvantages of this phylum Platyhelminthes. And here we are saying that some members are parasites which cause diseases to man and the domestic animals. So those animals here we are including. So here, my student, we are going to discuss the disadvantage of these Platyhelminthes and this organism which are living parasitic mode. So tunaenda kuangalia hawa organism wanasababisha magonjwa gani kwenye the host organism. Here we are talking about the man, the human being, and also the domestic animal. Domestic animals here we are including the cow, we are including the dog, we are including the pork, and different kinds of organism. So how do these organisms bring effect or diseases to those organisms? So we are saying that we have another organism. The first organism here we call it the Taenia, ambayo tunamuita tapeworm. Who Taenia ana cause taeniasis at the intestinal tapeworm infection caused by eating raw of undercooked contained beef ambaye anaitwa Taenia sagnata au pork ambaye anaitwa Taenia solium. Kwa pale ambapo utakula nyama ambayo haijapikwa vizuri, yani haijaiva vizuri, hiyo nyama itakuwa imecontain vidudu au wadudu ambao wanaitwa Taenia. Kwa nyama, make sure that nyama yoyote, nyama ya cow, ya ng'ombe, nyama ya nguruwe iive vizuri kwa ajili ya kuondoa hawa tapeworm. Sasa ile undercooked meat ndio ambayo sasa ita contain different kinds of this organism that will affect you when you will take in. So that is the effect of this organism ambaye sasa atapata ugonjwa ambao unaitwa taeniasis due to the presence of that organism. And also we have another disadvantage ambayo ina be provided by this Fasciola hepatica. This Fasciola hepatica cause a fascioliasis which result into the liver rot in sheep, cattle and human. Remember this Fasciola hepatica, a good example here we have the liver fluke. And the liver fluke tumeona zile adaptive features zake, ana affect sana kwenye liver. Kwa sasa analeta madhara, analeta madhara kwenye the liver. Ndio bado tunasema hapa result into the liver rot in the sheep, cattle and the human. So that is the effect that is bring by those liver fluke. Lastly, we have another organism here that is Scytosoma haematobium and Scytosoma mensoli cause urinary and intestinal bilharzia ambayo tutapata nini scytosomiasis respectively. So huyu organism ambaye anaitwa Scytosoma haematobium, the word haem meaning that the blood. Kwa hiyo sasa hawa organism wanaenda kuaffect direct kwenye the blood. So ana bring effect gani? Sasa hapa ndipo ambapo hawa organism, for example here we have this Scytosoma mensoni, anasababisha ugonjwa wa kichocho. So this is anaweza kusababisha huyu hapa ambaye anaitwa Scytosoma Scytosoma haematobia anasababisha urinary bilharzia. Lakini this one Scytosoma menson, huyu ndiye ambaye anasababisha ugonjwa ambao unaitwa Scytosoma unaitwa intestinal bilharzia. Kichocho cha nini? Kichocho cha tunasema kwamba kichocho cha mkojo, na pia anasaidia kichocho cha